Welcome to the Six Figure Influencer Podcast. I'm your host, Allie Reeves, and my purpose is to help women grow their online businesses, influence, and income with ease. I've built a multiple six-figure business on social media and have mentored now thousands of women across multiple industries on how to do the same. If you're ready to drop the excuses, learn all the juicy secrets, and step fully into the six-figure and beyond boss that you're meant to be, then you've come to the right place. Let's get started. Hello, welcome to the Six Figure Influencer Podcast. I am so happy you are here. I just had to hit record and stop overthinking it because this is going to be a transparent one. This is going to be a vulnerable one. Whoop, whoop. I don't even know really. I know where I'm going with this, but try not to overthink it and just open my darn mouth. So today's conversation is going to be around money. Today's conversation, I will be talking about my own numbers. So if you get triggered by money conversations and numbers, I'm going to invite and encourage you to just hang around and listen, because I've been there. I get how you feel, but that's what this conversation is all about. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about comparison. We're going to talk about abundance in general, in all areas of life, not just money, and how we as humans, as business owners, sabotage ourselves by essentially not paying attention to our feelings and the things that we're thinking. Because all of these things are telling us where we're at and what we're an energetic match to. Okay. So why we're talking about this is because this week, I've probably had one of the biggest breakthroughs in my business that I've had in a long time, which is so exciting, right? Breakthroughs are the freaking best. When you have a big aha moment breakthrough, and then you take action on it and you go to fix it or whatever that looks like, then typically the next level is right around the corner. So who wouldn't be excited about that, right? But I had a big aha, dope moment where I was like, whoa. How have I missed this? This is crazy pants. So for my coaches that are listening who teach on this stuff like I do, this is super interesting because you can teach and preach things all day, and it's so easy to look at somebody's situation objectively and know exactly what to say and know the perfect thing to give them mentoring advice on. But then you can't even see that you're dealing with something similar or bigger or whatever. So it's just so crazy how long this has been flying under my radar. And I'm so excited that I caught it, because I feel like this is going to open so much for me. And I already feel such a weight lifted from it. So naturally, of course, I wanted to come on here and share this with you, because this is what we do. So, okay. I've been in business since 2018, and I've been very, very, I'm not even going to say lucky, because I've worked very hard to have a business that has had steady growth over the years. Every year I grow. Every month I'm hitting consistent figures that grows steadily over time. Now I'm an entrepreneur. There's dips to that. You know what I mean? My PayPal looks like a roller coaster. It is what it is. But over time, I'm in a place in my business that's very good. It's very steady. And I'm very thankful to be in this place right now. Now, also as an entrepreneur, my goal just in life in general, like outside of business alone, like it's just in me. It is ingrained in my DNA. Like I am growth oriented, right? Like that, the game for me is growth, period. Business wise, relationship wise, human wise, like that's it for me. My business, I'm in the game. So I want to grow, period. I want to grow every single month. I want to grow as fast as possible. That's it to me. That's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this to help you do the same thing. And also like to create something amazing for you, for me, for my family, for everybody involved. That's the game for me. And if I'm going to be totally honest with you, I've been frustrated with my level of growth. It's been steady. It's been consistent, but it has not been fast enough for me. And I'm just being totally honest. It's been getting on my dang nerves. Okay. So I have been investing in programs. I've been hiring coaches. I did the math, and over the past 3 years, I know I've spent at least $100,000 on mentorship and programs, and probably over that, to be honest with you. Like I'm in this thing, and just as of late, I just have this feeling like I feel like I should be further along, and that is scary for me to say out loud, because I never want anybody to be listening and think that I'm greedy or think that like it's only about the money for me or anything like that, because it's so much more than that. But I'm just being totally real with you. That is how I've felt. Like I should be further along. Like where I'm at is great. Yay. I should be further along. Okay. So what's been interesting is for the past few months, I've like launched a few new programs. I've switched things up a bit. I've had an incredible response from so many of you. I feel like so many of you are embracing what I feel like is more of the real me. I've been kind of coming out of my shell a little bit. I've been like playing around with my branding and trying to make it more reflective of like who I am, and the response, it's felt so incredible. And I've released like a few new programs in celebration of that. And my launches have been okay, but not what I anticipated them to be. Right? Like last two programs, Reinvention A3, decent launches, not even close to what I thought they were going to be and what they could be. Now, these programs are freaking amazing. Now, whenever and I say that because it's like, what is happening? Okay. And when this happens, like as an entrepreneur, somebody who like creates your own programs and the things, there's so many different factors that play into and that go into like a successful launch. Okay. It could be an offer problem. It could be a marketing problem. It could be a timing problem. It could be all these things. It's very hard to know like the thing, like this is what went wrong. I'm sure some of the marketing had something to do with it. I'm sure maybe the offer could have been a bit more clear. I'm certain that there are some of those factors, but also in my gut, it's an energy problem. In my gut, I know that I was not hitting these goals that I've set for myself because like something is off energy wise. And that pissed me off because your girl has been busting her butt behind the scenes in all the things. Okay. Like I said, the goal is growth at all times. I am in therapy. I am working with like 2-3 different coaches right now. I am doing energy work, Reiki today. Like it's so, give it to me. I just like, all the things. I've been busting it energy wise. On top of that, I feel like a different human. I feel like a better, newer version of myself. I haven't been as stressed. I feel like I've been embracing life more. And, and I have my days just like everybody else, but I feel like a better human. And for some reason, it's not reflecting in my daggum business. Okay. Now, let me say this. When I say this, I'm saying like, I'm not hitting the levels that like, I think I should. But overall, and this is crazy, and I'm going to explain to you like the insanity of this whole conversation. So if you're listening to this, you're like, she's crazy. I know. And I'm going to talk to you about why, because I figured it out. But like, I'm still hitting 20K months. I'm still like 20K is my energetic minimum. What used to be my big goal, it's so wild how this works. When I started my business, the goal was 6 figures, 10K months. Like that was it for me. I hit that, stayed there for a little bit, and it was like, oh my gosh, what if I was making $20,000 a month? Can you even? I mean, my eyes were like as big as saucers. Like, people do that? What? That was that 20K months. I can find journals for you, and you'll see it all over the journal. That was like it for me. That is my energetic minimum. I do that in my sleep. Like, I do my regular business activities. I expect 20K to at least to come in every single month. Like I breathe air. That is happening. But these launches, it's like I'm stagnant. I'm stuck in this spot, right? And like, I'm kind of going over and I'm ebbing and I'm flowing, but like, and anyway, so I'm like, what is happening? I'm doing all of this work. I feel better. I feel like my business is more aligned. I'm putting out things that are more aligned. Like something is, and like deep down, it's like, something is off energetically. And it, again, pissing me off. So I'm in many I love just like taking lots of fun little programs. I love like always being in a program and always having something to listen to because it makes me happy. It just like, I feel like it makes me a better mentor. It makes me happier. I'm not listening to like Netflix or anything. So I'm in all of these programs and I'm super into energy type programs. Like that's it for me. I don't care about strategy. I want to know, like, talk to me about energy. So I'm in a lot of those. In these programs are all women, and you want to talk about some rock star, incredible, like mind-blowing online entrepreneurs. The level of influence, the work that these women are doing, and the results that they're bringing in from their work is astronomical. I can't even wrap my head around it sometimes. I'm talking like multi 6-figure months, 70K months, just like their energetic minimum. It's just like, wow. How do I know that they're doing this? How do I know that these are the levels that they're hitting? Because they never shut up about it. Like, ever. Every time I get on Facebook, every single time, because I'm in these groups and I get the notifications, it's like a new picture with new balloons. Like somebody else just hit 7 figures. Oh, somebody else just hit 6 figures for the month. Oh, somebody else just had like a 200K launch. Oh, somebody else just got 100K client in their sleep. Oh, somebody else and it's not that always that level. Like there are women celebrating like the astronomical, what I consider astronomical results. And there's also women like, I just hit my first 10K month and shouting it from the freaking rooftops. And I'm like, I'm loving it, right? I'm like, wow, that's incredible. Now let's pause here because I have a side note for this. Prior to like doing all of this work and learning about how all of these like things work and the power of your mind, things like that, when I would see women do this, I would feel triggered, right? I would be like, oh, who cares? Who do you think, like, why are you sharing that? That's so weird. I'm so used to it now. I see it all the time, but like, certainly there was a time where like that rubbed me the wrong way. And I've since learned that you have to ask yourself why, right? Like your feelings, your emotions are there for a reason. So like, I can look back and very clearly now when I see that happening, or if I ever see somebody who's hitting like a certain level and I'm like, dang, and something about it doesn't feel right, 9 times out of 10, the reason why is because I'm comparing myself and because I'm not hitting those numbers yet. And I make that mean something bad about myself. So I invite you, if you're listening to this conversation and it's bothering you, or if you start, whenever you come across people that share this, if that bothers you, I encourage you to go a little bit deeper. Why? Why is that bothering you? Because often that will tell you something that is off within you, that when you address it, it just like opens up. It's like you're removing these blocks that lets more money, more good in. Okay, so I've since learned, in the way that I think about this now, for anybody that wants to like adopt a new mindset or start like trying this on and practicing it, but like the idea of if it dwells around you, it dwells within you. If you see it around you, if you keep seeing it around you, it's because it is in you, good or bad. So like when you see patterns in something, you're like, why do I keep seeing this? It's within you in some way. So you can, go deeper into that and figure that out in your own life. But that was really cool for me to start understanding, because now when I see women popping like popcorn with 7-figure months, 6-figure months, like all the things, I'm like, ooh, okay. It's dwelling within me, baby. It ain't here yet, but like it's somewhere in there. And I know that. And we should all know that. It's there for you too. So anyway, that's a little side note. So anyway, I'm seeing like all of these women just like, every day shouting from the rooftops. And I'm like, I love this. This is so interesting. And then finally, God got through to me. Something got through to me. And it's funny, like thinking back how long this took, because very rarely do we ask ourselves why. Or like, do we like go a little bit deeper? But for whatever reason, I saw somebody doing this and I was like, I love that. Cool. If it dwells around me, it dwells in me. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. But then I was like, wait a second. When's the last time I celebrated a milestone? When's the last time I celebrated a consistent 20K month? When's the last time I celebrated having all of my bills paid and not having to stress about it? When's the last time I even talked about it? And I started like really going there. And what I realized was, not only am I not in these groups participating, like celebrating my own wins. And by the way, I asked myself why, and I'll tell you why in just a second. But I'm not even talking about it. I am working with like some of the most amazing women whose goal is to like build businesses like my own. And I'm not sharing with them like what I'm doing and what's possible for them. I'm not even talking about it with my husband. Like at the end of the month, I'm like, babe, hey, it was another, nothing. No celebration. I don't even slow down. Here is something that I'm scared to share with you. I usually don't even know my numbers at the end of the month. Like as long as bills are being paid and there's money in the bank, like we're good. But for some reason, I didn't want to look at it. This is like red flag city. Red flag city. And I'm like realizing this, and I'm like blowing my own mind. And then once I realized this is where we have to go deeper, right? Because a lot of us will get to this point where like, why aren't I doing that? That's weird. And then like we stop right there. We just accept it like, oh, maybe I just don't want to. Maybe I'm just not like that. Maybe I just don't feel like whatever. But we don't go deeper. We don't ask ourselves why. And for once, I've learned like, ask yourself why, go deep. What is the reason? And I figured it out. I figured out there are 3 reasons why I not only don't participate in these groups and like enjoy the celebration with them, why I don't talk about it here or on social media. I used to. I would talk about like every once in a while. Haven't in a very long time. And why I don't like talk about it in general. 3 reasons. Okay. Actually, pause. I'm going to share with you those in just a second. When I realized this, I was like, well, maybe it's the money that I'm bringing in, right? Is it like, one of the reasons was comparing myself. Like I know that my numbers are nowhere near a lot of the numbers that I was seeing, but like I said, there were also women who were sharing like smaller numbers too. Like it didn't matter. Everybody was just celebrating everything. I saw a woman in there celebrating a $10 sale, right? Like they're just celebrating freaking everything. And I was like, what? That's so weird. Why am I not doing this? And I went and I looked at my numbers. God, it's so embarrassing. And my jaw dropped. My jaw dropped. Last month, September, was almost a $50,000 month for my business. I over doubled my energetic minimum in September. Not only did I not talk about it, I didn't even realize it. That is like the speed and the rate that I'm going. That is crazy. So I looked at my numbers a little bit deeper, started doing some math. I realized that my revenue for 2021 has already surpassed by like 50 grand, 45 grand what I made in 2020. And it's already like it's double what I made in 2019. My numbers are freaking great. Not a clue. Like head in the sand, not paying attention. This is crazy. Why am I not talking about this? Why am I not sharing this? What is happening? There's something happening, right? And I literally journaled on this. I was like, I've got to get down to the bottom of this. And I came up with 3 things. Okay. Number 1, I wasn't sharing this because I'm nowhere near my big goal. So this is how my mind works. First goal is 10K. Second goal is 20K. Third goal is 6 figures a month. This is how my mind operates. Okay. I have been working on having a 6-figure month for, I can't tell you how long. A minute. Probably like definitely since the beginning of the year. That's been like the big goal, right? Haven't hit it yet. This is disappointing to me. I've hit half. I made more than what I used to make in a year in a month last month, but still not good enough for me. Okay. As of like how I'm acting, by the way, that's not how I really feel. It means a lot to me, but judging by how I'm acting, meant nothing. Okay. So that's number 1. Number 2, kind of already talked about the comparison. The women that I look up to, the women that I'm hiring as coaches, the women that like I admire, 6-figure months are the norm. That's just what they do. That's like their energetic minimum. And I'm comparing myself to them. So like, why would I celebrate my stuff? It pales in comparison. So I don't. And then the third reason that came up, what will you think? If I'm celebrating these things, even like with outside of the group, what are you going to think? I have so much fear around that. I have so much fear about releasing this episode right now. Like, what are they going to think? But if you've listened to the last couple episodes that I've done, we've been talking all about comparison. And what have I been preaching to you? You talk to your ideal client. There are going to be people that do not vibe with you. There are going to be people that are triggered AF by you just because of who you are, what you look like. You know, they don't even know you. They're not going to like you. We know this. And what do I say? We're not talking to them. We're talking to your ideal client. Talk to your ideal client. My ideal client is lit the F up by numbers. My ideal client is like me. The only reason why I sign up for programs, the only reason why I hire a coach is because I know like she has the level of business that I aspire to have. How do you know that? Typically through numbers. I mean, there are other ways too, of course, like how they show up and things like that. But like my ideal client, she has no problem with the numbers. She celebrates the numbers, or like she wants to get to that point. She's working on it. Right? But I was not thinking about her. I'm thinking about the other people. It's so easy. So here's why this was such a profound realization for me and why I want to share it with you. Because not only do these thoughts, the thoughts of comparison, the feelings of the fear, of the judgment, of it's not enoughness, right? Not only does that suck every single ounce of fun and pride out of what could and should be a very expansive and joyful experience, right? Like when you are tracking your numbers and you see, another 20K month, amazing. Another 10K month. I made $5,000 this month again, or for the first time. Like when you take the time to celebrate that and just like to admire what you're creating, it makes it so much more fun. Meanwhile, I have my head down. I'm like, I don't want to know the numbers. I just, like a mad woman. And I'm wondering why, like, I'm not completely obsessed and in love with my business. I feel like I am, but like, I feel like I could be so much more in love with it if I can like embrace it more. So not only do those deep down feelings that are so sneaky, the comparison, the fear, the not enoughness, not only does that suck all of the fun out of everything that we do, which is like such a massive quality of life issue, but guess what else it is? It is a mother effing massive block. Massive block. I have no doubt. Like there's no doubt in my body why I haven't surpassed what I have, why I wasn't doing what I thought I should. Because I was blocking the F out of myself. No celebration, no excitement, no gratitude. Instead, comparison, fear, not enough. Block, 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 block. This is what comparison has us doing in one way or another every single day. This doesn't even have to be about money. This could be about anything. You attract what is in you, right? Like the energy you put out is what you bring back in, right? So the comparison, it makes you hide. It makes you play small. It makes you judge other people. It makes you belittle where you're at or where other people are at. You do not attract more of what you want, whether that's money, whether that's engagement, whether that's opportunities, experiences, love, Whatever the good thing is you're wanting to attract more of, you do not attract that through the energy of what I have is not enough. You do not attract more of what you want through the energy of comparison. Oh, hers is better. Oh, if only. Oh, I'm not there yet. Oh, what did she have to do that? You do not attract more from the energy of fear. All of that, every single one of those, not enough, comparison, fear, all of that is lack, scarcity, all of it, every single ounce. Now, you might be wondering, okay, well, cool. Glad you removed that block, but also like you're doing 20K months. So how are you with this block? How are you doing the thing? We all have energetic minimums, right? And that's the idea of like you gradually grow. And with that, you get used to, it just becomes normal. And this can be the money and the revenue in your bank account. This can be like the level of relationship that you have. This can be your fitness, your health, right? Like I am a healthy it's just in my mind. It is ingrained and encoded in my DNA that I am one of the healthiest people that I know and that walks the face of the earth. And I never get sick. It's just like, that is my energetic minimum. And then we have an energetic maximum too. That's like the peak of what we've hit so far. So like if we're looking at revenue, my energetic match so far has been like around 60K revenue a month, maybe a little over. I don't know because I don't look. Right. So we have energetic minimums and maximums. So like my minimum now is 20K. Like I've already told, that's just what I do. I just expect it to be there. Well, why can't you just expect 100K to be there? Because I know it doesn't like you can play around with the energy like that and you can like feel it out for sure. But like your mind knows just like everything else and you work on it and you warm up to it and you grow and you evolve. So anyway, this was like, it was such a profound moment for me because it was just so weird. I was like, I'm doing all of this work. I'm trying so hard. And that's another thing. Like it's not about trying hard, right? Like, and that's definitely, I mean, we could have a whole conversation on effort and expecting your revenue to match your effort and like hard work. You're not worthy unless you're working hard. That is so ingrained in me from parents and what I've seen my whole life. That's something that I'm trying to untangle myself. It does not have to be hard. Does not have to be hard. But like in my mind, because I'm trying to untangle that, I'm doing all this work. I'm trying so hard. I'm launching these programs. I'm doing all the inner work and the outer work and the energy work and the da, 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 da. Why am I stuck? Because that is the energy I have had within me this whole time. And I realized this. And something that I realized is like, I mean, 20K months is freaking amazing. I'm so thankful for that. But looking around, I mean, for anybody listening who's like, man, that feels far away from me. I can't even relate to that. It's not even about that. It's the energy of like how you feel about everything around you and having gratitude for everything around you. So take the money out of it. You want to increase the revenue in your business, start, and it sounds so cheesy and like I cannot believe this is about to come out of my mouth because I have heard so many gurus and people say the same exact thing and I would roll my eyes and be like, why do they all say that? That's not freaking helping me. I need a strategy. I need you to tell me like what to launch, what to sell. Tell me how to do the thing. But what do everybody say? Be thankful for what you have right now. Practice gratitude for what you have right now. And that's it. That's the thing. Take the money out of it. Look around you. You have a roof over your head. You have running water. most of you are probably not struggling to maybe pay most of your bills or certainly put food on the table, right? Like you have so much abundance around you right now. Take the money out of it. And it's just like, start there. When you can look around and see like the beauty and just the roof over your head, the blanket around you right now, the phone in your hand, your babies, your relationship, your friendships, so much abundance. So like I wasn't even, to me, it was just like revenue, because that's just how my mind works. I'm an entrepreneur, you know, this is just what we do. But like all of that, it was like, I couldn't even see it. I couldn't even see it because I've been running so hard because I'm trying to get bigger and more, not just revenue, but just like impact, helping, you know, when I bring in more revenue for my business, I get to help more of you. I get to hire a bigger team. I get to do more things for all of us. Right. And because I'm so focused on that, like I'm rushing past my toddler when he wants to play with me in the mornings. I'm not going on walks when I want to go on walks because I have so many things on my freaking to-do. Like, you know, it's just all of these are this energy. It's all in this energy of like, not enough. So I'm still unpacking this and working on this, but like that awareness it has like blown the roof off for me, whatever the heck that means. Like it's just blown my mind. And again, like it doesn't even have to be, I mean, we can do this in relationships. We could do this with all areas. So I just encourage you to reflect on this yourself. And where are you doing this in your own life? If you are, you may not. You may not be. You may be perfect. But where are you doing this in your life? Because I can guarantee you, if you can uncover where you're showing up in the comparison or you're hiding yourself because of the comparison or the fear of the judgment or the not enoughness, I can guarantee you you're not hitting the goal for that thing or what like your dream is for that thing, whether it be a business, a relationship, a level of engagement, the clients that you're attracting into your life, the health, the wellness. It could be anything. Take a look at that. Think about it. It's a big freaking deal. So, oh, and I made a note, actually. I want to add this because that's something important to tell you. But I made a note about this, and I think it's worth sharing. I'm learning a lot right now about masculine and feminine energy. We all have it within us, and both are very important to embody and use at different times, especially when running a business. Again, I'm learning all about this, but something that I realized as well is like the taking action is the masculine energy, right? Like don't think about like man, woman. This is just energy. Everybody, men and women, have both of these energies. The doing, the to-do list, the strategy, the writing the emails, the creation of the posts, the doing the stories, the doing the podcast, the actual action is masculine, right? Something that I've learned about myself is I have that part down. We good in the masculine front. I can take action, and I take action like nobody's business. I have no fear around it. I've let all that go. Like I can show up like a mother. Okay. But that's only half of the equation. Okay. There's masculine and the feminine. So masculine is the doing. It's the setting the goals. The receiving part is the feminine. Okay. This is where you tap into the energy. You quote, lean back. You trust that all of the masculine things that you've done is working and the things are going to happen in the way that they're meant to. So because I'm so good at the masculine and I'm not that great at the feminine part, the receiving, what I realized was the reason why I wasn't good at that is because I was blocking that. I was blocking that part by constantly comparing myself and feeling shame about my revenue, my income, comparison and block. I was blocking that receiving by feeling those instead of the feeling of gratitude and excitement for the abundance that I created so far. So I would do like all of the actions, but because I feel like it's not enough, I'm not doing enough, I need to do more, then I would do more, right? I would like constantly hustle and do all the things and sign up for the programs and hire the coaches and da 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 da, because I constantly had that energy in me of it's not enough, I'm not hitting my goals, I'm blocked, like something's off. I very rarely take a step back and say, okay, I've done the things, bring it. So I wrote that down. So I just wanted to share that because it resonated with me. But if you relate to this at all, and you also feel that you are capped in a particular part of your business, again, I just encourage you to do a quick audit of your emotions around like what it is that you do and you create. And ask yourself the question, do you mostly show up in the energy of gratitude and joy? Do you celebrate your wins? Do you talk about your wins? Are you open about it? Are you closed off? Or do you mostly show up in the energy of wishing that it were more? Or like what I think of it as like shades of embarrassment because you're not there yet. You haven't hit the destination yet. This awareness of alone has the power to unlock so much for you. So much. And the only reason why I have the awareness to share this with you today is because of the circles that I've intentionally put myself in over the past few months. So I've already told you, like, I've been investing like freaking a mad woman. I did a full podcast episode on this. But I've been intentional about putting myself in circles where conversations like this is part of the norm, where celebrations for where you are and where you're going are part of the norm, as I've already shared. It's just like, that's what they do. Circles where you are shown what is possible because there are women ahead of you already doing it, showing you that it's possible for you to do it too. So like what I love thinking about this as like the 4-minute mile theory, right? Like people used to think it was impossible to run a 4-minute mile until somebody did it. And then now that is like the number to break. The number to beat is 4 minutes. That's like the new goal. I used to think 20K was like a month was impossible for me. I didn't even know people made like normal everyday people like us made 6-figure months. That wasn't even something in my mind that was possible. But I've put myself in circles where this is the norm. This is just what people do. Putting myself in circles like this has changed everything for me. Everything. I would not have uncovered this block if it weren't for the circles that I've put myself in. I wouldn't be wanting the growth that I'm wanting, which isn't a bad thing. I'm not making it a bad thing. I think it's a good thing that like I want to create and serve more people. Duh. Why are we doing this? Because the circles I put myself in. You deserve to be in a circle like that too. Everybody does. So if you are not, because here's the thing, entrepreneurship, solopreneurship, like if you work from home, if you're doing this, like if you have another job and this is a side hustle for you, if you're like me and you're the only person in your family, in your inner circle of friends that does what we do, it is freaking lonely and it is freaking hard. It is. There are times where like it sucks. And yes, we could have like the most supportive partners in the world, the best girlfriends in the world, but if they're not doing what we're doing, they don't really, I mean, they kind of get it, but not really, right? And also like we need people to look up to. So I just cannot encourage you more to get yourself in some of these circles of women who get it, who are having the conversations, who are celebrating, who make you feel good, who show you like where you're blocked. and what's possible for you, and who have these honest conversations, because it's a freaking game changer. I have decided that I am reopening one of my own circles myself. I used to have a mastermind called Game Changer Mastermind. That mastermind used to be like solely focused on like social media strategies and engagement and content and all of that, which is amazing. But I've decided to revamp it and make it all about growing a 6-figure plus business. Okay. So if you need a circle to be in and you desire to be in my inner circle, the Game Changer Mastermind is currently open. And my goal for this is for it to be a safe place where abundance is expected, gratitude is standard, and ceilings are shattered as part of the norm. Because what I've realized is I have created something freaking amazing as an online business owner, with my own offers on my own time, with my baby boy with me most days, with all of the mental blocks, with all of the women that I get to work with. I've created this. Like, I've created something amazing, and I'm so freaking proud of that. And I know that there are women out there right now who want to do what I do at the level that I do it at and beyond. So this is your invitation, because I am bringing it all to this mastermind: the numbers, the mindsets, the blocks, the unblocks, the strategy, the positive, the negative, the ugly, everything. This is like inner circle, deep conversation, building 6-figure plus business vibes. So if you are a business owner online, or just business owner in general, and you want to do this, or you're open to the idea, go to the link in my bio, check it out, because it is open and there are limited spots. So if you have any questions on that, let me know. And I'm so thankful that I get to do this work. I'm so thankful. I feel so much gratitude right now that I get to sit here and have this conversation, even though I'm freaking out about it, even though I'm like nervous how it's going to be received. I know that you are getting it on some level. If this made you uncomfortable, but you sat here anyway, I'm so proud of you. I honor that so deeply, because I know that that's not easy. And I just want to thank you for being here and for hanging with me for a little bit. You are amazing. I'm cheering you on. We're all going to do amazing, wonderful things, and we're all going to change the world in one way or another together. I love you so much. I'll see you next week. Bye. Hey friend, thank you so much for listening. My goal is to help as many women as possible, and if this episode supported you in any way, the very best way to show your appreciation is by simply screenshotting this episode and sharing on your social media or with your team. Or even better, dropping me a review on whatever platform you're listening on. Don't forget, if you're looking for additional support, you can always reach me on Instagram at Allie I. Reeves, or you can join us in the free 6-Figure Influencer Facebook group. See you back here next week.